Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for all of the people who are probably going to come in and who are going to join this very important live. And thank you so much for everyone who's going to come back and watch this discussions. So for tonight, we are going to be talking about the intricacies of doing business in Haiti. Now, before we start the live, I do want to re-inform you guys, for those of you who are not aware, that I will be hosting a live event on December 17 between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m. This event will be via Zoom. It is a paid event. The fees is at $185 US. The registration and the availability to start purchasing your tickets we will open on November 18th, so next Friday. I believe that once we are open, I will come with a video that will let you know exactly how you can register for this event. I am still not quite sure. I kind of want to have it a limited space event. But the information will come out. I do not believe that I want this event to be too much of a larger crowd. And what are we going to be discussing during this event? During this event, we are going to be discussing commerce, e-commerce. We're going to be discussing real estate. We're going to be discussing business and politics. We are also going to be discussing agriculture. It is really a very important event. Your registration will come with a PDF book of a guide to doing business in Haiti. It's going to be very fun. It starts at 7, but the room will open around 6:30 p.m. And what we'll do, we will gather, we'll talk. You will have access to a presenter's note. It's phenomenal. I did it last year. I enjoyed it. It was a closed event last year. Companies really sign up. I was very surprised to the people who actually participated in the event. This was not what I was expected, but when you put yourself out there, you just never know who's going to come and who's going to join you. I do believe that I will come with more information as the date approach, because if you are a company and if you want to participate, unfortunately, I do believe that I'm only going to have the space limited to 2 people per company. So if you have a company and you want to sign about 4 people in your company there, I do not believe that 4 people of the same company are going to be able to participate in the event. I would rather have, maybe you choose 2 people from your company to attend the event, or maybe yourself, whoever. But I just really want to have, different people here to participate into the event. So the event is going to take place again on Saturday, December 17, between the hours of 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. When does the registration open? So when are you going to be able to have access to the registration? It is going to be on November 18th. Now, once November 18th hits, I will definitely have a video here on this page. I will also have a video on my YouTube page with all of the details and all of the information as far as like how you can register to attend this event. Okay, I do believe that I had another I had another information that I actually wanted to come out and let you know. The topic discussions for tonight. Now, the topic discussions for tonight, I worked on the information, I believe, either at the end of August or at the beginning of September. By mid-September, I realized that this information is actually old news. So meaning, this is not going to be an information that you are going to have access to moving into the New World Order. I am guessing that 2023 is definitely going to continue to be a shakeup for Haiti, and we're going to see major changes here. They are already prevalent as I speak to you. And if you are someone who participated into my past videos, you've seen everything that we've talked about. I had already prepared the information and I didn't want to not share it. So I said it will be fun to see how many things actually change as we move forward, correct? So just keep this in mind. It's a fun fact, once you go back. This is an information that, I felt that people would, just know, because the reality with being here in Haiti, right? And what I've come to see and what I've come to notice is that a lot of us are not privy, especially those of us of, Haitian descent. We are, other people too, other foreign people have never really been privy of these information. Now, how to do business in a country like Haiti. As I've mentioned to my public before, over on my YouTube page and over here as well, I've let you know that governmental information in the country of Haiti has always been extremely secretive, which is really not the norm when it comes to governmental information. However, here in the country of Haiti, we have not really have access to basic information such as, okay, I would like to open a business. How do I go about opening a business? How do I go about getting loans in Haiti? How is the processes? Like, how do I register? Many people don't know about these things, and many people always felt like Haiti as a corrupt country. Anybody can just come here and just do any and everything here in the country. Or, you have people who will always tell you that you can cut corners. But I'm here to tell you that there is a processes to have a business in Haiti. This is the processes that I went through around, what was the year? I think it was 2013. If you didn't know, I am the founder of a representative agency, the Youth and Young Adults International Agency, and I went to the processes here in Haiti to register my youth agency. My father took me, everything was set, my papers are here. So I felt like it was really interesting. I don't believe that I've ever shared this information to people, like how do you actually open a business here in the country of Haiti. The fun thing about it also, parenthesis, is that even if you are an international organization, but let's say that you are more of a cultural organization, you are actually eligible to receive some funding here in Haiti. Believe it or not, I know people who have companies, like organizations, more culturally than anything, so, toward the arts, and they've received grants from some sponsors here in Haiti. So for those of you who are from the Haitian diaspora, I'm pretty sure like these are not information that you guys are privy on, or maybe people are not sharing these things for you. So if you are a Haitian person, or not even a Haitian person, if you are someone who has an organization and your focus is in arts, but well, back then Haiti was able to do that. So now the economic of the country is a little bit wacky, so I'm not so sure how the processes is. So enough talking. I really wanted to let you guys know about that. So I'm pretty certain that the information that I'm going to share with you tonight, and I'm going to further elaborate as we start to read and as I start to talk about it with you, we're definitely going to elaborate on some of the changes that are going to take place. And also during the event that I am going to host, it is definitely the event that is happening on December 17th. It is definitely going to be something that is more futuristic than present. So if you are a businessman, if you are a businesswoman, if you are someone who is extremely interested into the market of Haiti, moving after the CARE, so we are talking 2024, 2025, you definitely want to be a part of this event. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing per usual, I think that this tonight is going to be a short night. We'll see. I am going to read the information for you, and of course I probably will dissect as I read along. So we are going to talk about the intricacies of doing business in Haiti. So when I say the intricacies of doing business in Haiti, I really want people to know that doing business in Haiti It's not as easy as people are thinking that it is. And one of the simplest reason why it's not as easy, it's because it's too easy. Are you following me? So the intricacy of coming in a country like Haiti and decided to do business is that it's such an open territory, it's such an open market that your competitors are actually not willing to let other people come, because of the very few people that are here that are able to make some serious money in this country. They love it the way that it is. So what's the point to receive new people when amongst themselves they can just make all of the money? This is why I say that it is just the most simplest thing, because you can lose your life over something very serious as opening a business in Haiti, but there's really like a back end to it. So let's read. So I said that doing business in Haiti is fairly easy. People are unaware of the procedures because they are not talked about. Truthfully, they are not talked about because very few people are interested into the market of Haiti. That is the truth. You have to realize that the propaganda that has been on Haiti's back since, I don't know, since the independence, really. So all of the news of, I know personally of people who only, when you say Haiti, all they see is plague. So there are people that when you talk about Haiti, they look at poverty, they're looking at hunger, they're looking at natural disaster. So they just like, especially, in countries like the United States, that there's always something with them, the image that they're selling to the world of Haiti. So of course, for the majority of the people who are not familiar with the country of Haiti, when you say that I'm from Haiti, automatically it feels like they just feel such a pain, because they're looking at it that you come from nothing, because all they've seen is images of natural disasters, gangs, political chaos, and so on, right? So I said, in order to do business in Haiti, one, you need to figure out the type of business that you are interested in having. Okay? Once you know, okay, so hold on. I have to really read this for you guys. So I said, in order to do business in Haiti, one, you need to figure out the type of business that you are interested in having, right? Once you know that, you go to the Direction Générale des Impôts, which is referred to here in the country as DGI. So a lot of time you'll hear people say that, I went to the DGI. What is DGI? DGI is the Direction Générale des Impôts, which is the place where they collect taxes. Okay? So I say that is where you will register your business and figure out the taxes that will be applied to your particular business. So I went to the DGI in 2013 to register the youth agency, and when I went there, it was just a story in itself. Once I'm done, if I have time, I'll tell you. I'll probably cover it out here, because my father took me, but I grew up here in Haiti. I went to school here in Haiti. And I consider myself pretty much a Haitian person, but I carry an American passport. I was born in the U.S. So I went with my passport, and strange thing is that they would not let me register my business here in Haiti as a local business. They actually wanted me to register my business as an international business, because my passport is foreign. And in order for me to not do so, I had to prove that my father was actually my father, which was almost kind of like cringy, because at the time I didn't know that they were going to give me all these problems. I really was unaware of that. Even my dad was unaware of that. And I needed my birth certificate with my passport, but mainly my birth certificate, which would identify my dad. And when you go to the DGI, it's kind of like, for those of you who live in the US, It's kind of like when you go to the DMV. Okay, so it's a whole day. There's a dress code. You can't go with your arms. Like there's an entire dress code to go to the DGE. You have to be well dressed, well presented. Okay, and they assign you a number. The line is usually super long, and if you really do not have someone that is inside that can help you, or you just get up really really early and you go there, you are there, you're gonna be here for the longest of time, right? So a lot of time you have people who pay other people just to hold space for them if they know that they're coming to the DGE. So I was blessed enough the day that I went to register my business. When I tell you, I was blessed enough that my father had a colleague, and his colleague had a daughter who went to school with me here in Haiti. So they were able to identify that the man that I was accompanied with was my dad. And I really kind of, like, you guys know, I really worked my way into talking myself into not registering the youth agency as an international organization, as a foreign business. The youth agency is registered here in Haiti under representative agency, and because there's a booklet. I don't have the booklet, but my dad had the booklet. This is why I say that you need to figure out the business that you have. And we actually here Haiti, if you don't have this booklet, unfortunately, I don't believe that you can have access to it online. But at the DGE, they do provide that booklet. I'm not so sure if you can get it when you are there. But what we did, my dad and I, before I went there, because he really wanted to know, okay, like, what are you going to say that this business is? So I knew already what I had in mind. So I knew that I really wanted kind of like just a business where an agency, a representative agency, like where we offer services to youth and young adults. So we definitely saw this. I knew what I wanted, so I had to sit there and read through all of the business and what they could fall under. And this is when I saw the representative agency for the youth agency, and I registered it under that. Now, when you do register your business, they are going to ask you if you have a location for your business, right? They are going to ask you that. They are going to ask you, for example, if you already have a location for the business, if the business has been operational, and if your business has been operational, you need to come with the like what you've made before, right? You need to come. Let's say that you've opened a business and your business has been operational for a year, so you have to come with how much profit that you made, how much that you spent. When I went and when we did it for the youth agency was already operational, because I started to operate the youth agency in Haiti in 2011 and I registered it in 2013. But I guess when I brought up the fees and I said this is what we made, it wasn't too much for them, so they let me fly with not paying any tax, because it was really just very much. I had to run about 5 or 6 projects in these amount of times, right? And I really didn't make much for each project. I barely made, as a profit, I roughly made maybe about like the first year, the youth agency, we made maybe like $200 something, and then in 2014 I probably made like again $200, so it was just little projects that I was doing. So they didn't feel that the business was had made a lot of money for them to tax me. But do keep in mind that if you do have an operational business and if you have some major profit made in the first year, so let's say if my business had made even like $500 in the and 1 year, like, so let's say that I started to work with the youth agency in 2011. So let's say that in the span of 2011 and 2013, when I registered, like, we made about like $2,500, let's say, they probably would have taxed me for that. So I need for you to keep this in mind as you're thinking about like registering your business here in the country of Haiti. So for those of you who are probably going to ask, okay, so why is it that they really wanted to register the business as in foreign business? Is because the ID that I brought was a foreign ID. So if you are someone who is of Haitian descent, and if you, because it's so weird the law here in Haiti, I guess the law has changed in that sense, but the law here in Haiti, from what I know, consider it's the law of the blood, right? For example, if you take a country like the United States, as soon as you are born in the United States, you are literally a U.S. citizen. So that's the law. For Haiti, it's the law of the blood. So if both of your parents are Haitian, even if you were born in a different country, technically and normally they consider you as a Haitian person. However, things are no longer done this way, because even with a foreign passport, as you enter the country of Haiti, at the airport, if you have a foreign passport, they literally make you pay a fee. So it's really non-applicable. This is why I really want you to understand, especially people who are of Haitian descent and who feel like, okay, I want to open a business here in the country of Haiti. Well, we're going to go further down the line so that I can tell you that if you have some type of Haitian ID, your best bet is to keep that, right? Okay. So I said that if you do not know the operational of your business, there is a booklet that the DGI provides where you will find a list of different businesses and where they fall into. I've just let you know that. You can register your business in one day. So one day, if you have all this information, so you know what are the papers that you have to bring, you definitely need a dress code. For the ladies, they do not accept for us to come with cut up shirt. So I would say dress code would be business professional. So nothing sleeveless, which is really weird. But I think it was my older sister, who had, prior to me going there, she had something to do. My dad took her, but she had a sleeveless shirt and they would not let her in. So you need something that is very covered. And for the guys, you don't need a suit, but be well dressed up. So thankfully I knew that I was well dressed up. Okay, so like I said, go early, you register your business in one day. I said just make sure to go early and to dress professionally. I just talked about that. The requirements when you go to the DGI are to bring 2 forms of ID. So I had brought my passport and also my license, and both of these IDs were issued from the United States of America. So you bring 2 IDs, you bring your papers of your income if you started your business, so we just talked about that, and the location of the business. So you have to bring these information. All of these information will matter in the long run. If you have a bank account, this information should also be provided. You will be assigned a NIF, which is perhaps have some fees. A NIF is it's an identification number that they give people here in Haiti. So a NIF would be equal for people who live in the USA to your social security number. Now, if you live in another country, try to figure out what's the equivalent of a social security number. I don't know the procedures for other countries, unfortunately, but here in Haiti, your NIF would be equal, I would say, to your but it's so weird because the social security number, they assign this to us once we are born, and the NIF, you actually get assigned the NIF a little bit later in life here in Haiti. People get assigned a NIF if they are going into, students get assigned a NIF, I believe. Business people get assigned a NIF if you go for your ID, your Haitian ID. I think you get assigned a NIF. So you do get assigned a NIF if you open a business, here in the country of Haiti. I said perhaps have some fees to pay upon registration. You will have some fees. I'm very, very sorry. I do not remember how much I paid. But yeah, you do pay for your whole registration. And like I said, if your business was already operational, you still might just have taxes that you're going to pay right then and there. So bring enough cash for that. You can also, if you have a business that has already been operational and you wanted to register it, you could also have a lawyer look at how much you would pay. Okay? So I said that if your identification isn't national, then your business will be registered as an international one. I've covered that. So if you bring your IDs and your IDs are stating that you were born in a different country than here in Haiti, then your business will be registered as an international one. If so, your taxes will be higher. You are automatically considered as a foreign person and your business will be registered as such, right? So I said, if you are an American citizen, pay attention to this. By law, you are required to report your business to the United States of America. Yes. And the very sad thing is that you will also be taxed on that business. It's very important for those of you who are living in the USA to understand that. I don't know how many people really do it. I don't know if people really know that they have to do it. But if you are an American citizen and you have a business, not only in Haiti, in any other country, by law, you are required to inform the US government of that. And if you make significant amount of money, guess what? Uncle Sam can tax you on your business. So for people who really, it's always going to be better for people to have, I say, try to have dual citizenship if you can. As far as like if Haiti offers dual citizenship, Haiti does offer dual citizenship. But in order for you to have dual citizenship in Haiti, you have got to be born here in the country of Haiti, right? So, for example, if you were born, okay, let's say that if I was born from an American father and my mother was Haitian, but I was born here in the country of Haiti. So by law, if my parents wanted, even if I was born here in Haiti, my parents could go to the U.S. Embassy and I could still become a U.S. citizen because my dad is a American citizen, right? But now what they could also do is they could always give me a Haitian passport. So now I would have a Haitian passport and I would also have an American passport, right? But the law in the United States requires that you have one parent, just one parent that is an American citizen. I didn't have that luxury because both of my parents are Haitian. They are born here in Haiti. I was born in the U.S., so I am an American citizen, right? So I am not a person who, even if I were, because I've been trying, and I think this is something that I need to do. I really want to have a Haitian passport, and I think you can do it. But I don't know in that passport if they will say that I am born in Haiti, since I wasn't born in Haiti. Do you understand? So for those of you who are born in Haiti, I don't believe that you would have this problem. All you would need to do, if you are born here in Haiti, all you would need to do is get that dual citizenship. Like this, when you open your business here in Haiti, you will bring your Haitian passport instead of bringing a foreign passport, right? So it doesn't have to be an American passport. It could be a passport from anywhere. But if it's not foreign, you bring your Haitian passport. So like that, you just maneuver a little bit better. Okay. So I said that we were talking about the taxes and the laws and all of these things. I said, of course, there are many other ways to bypass legally this law information for clients. Well, I just let you know a little bit. You can also hire a lawyer to help you in that matter. But I already told you how to bypass that law in terms of like, for me, what was my how I was able to register the youth agency as here, like without being foreign. It's because, like I said to you before, they just wanted my birth certificate, because I said that this was my dad. My dad accompanied me to the direction, to the DGI, And then I said, well, this is my father, and my father is born here in Haiti. My mother is also born here in Haiti. And remember that I told you that here in Haiti, the law is by blood. So when I said that, they said, okay, what are the proof that we can identify that man, that he's actually your dad? So we need your birth certificate. I didn't have my birth certificate, but luckily enough, my father had a colleague that was there that was able to vouch for me. And also what I could have done, let's say that if things got a little bit complicated for me, I would have easily just like brought my report card from school here in Haiti. I would have probably gone back to some of the schools that I went to and get a couple of letters from my teachers stating that I grew up here in Haiti, basically that I was a Haitian girl, that I really wanted to come here and open my business. So that's another way. So, but that's only if you are raised here in the country of Haiti. For those of you who probably are raised here in Haiti and no longer live here, but you want to come back and you want to open a business here, it's always great to have all of these report cards that you have from Haiti. Get you a couple of your teachers, if they're still alive, that can vouch for you and things of the sort. Okay. Because I would never do something like that. Like, I said loans. So now we're going to talk about how to obtain loans here in the country of Haiti. Can you get a loan in Haiti, and how do you get a loan in Haiti? I said, of course, you can apply for a loan in Haiti. You apply through the banks. One of the banks that is the most popular for finances is the BNC, which is Banque Nationale du Crédit. However, it isn't the only bank. It isn't the only bank. It isn't the only bank. We also have BUH, which is Banque de l'Union Haïtienne, Sogebank, Unibank, etc. We also have other types of banks or institutions that can help finance your business and or projects. I talked about that in the beginning of this live. The banks will definitely look at assets. So when you go for a bank and loan, they look at your assets. They also will look at your pay stub. They do require very much to give out a I can't read my handwriting. I said they do require very much to give out a loan, which is why I don't know. They do require very much to give out which is why the average Haitian people do not receive any loans from the bank. Maybe I said a lot of information. They rely on community investment, which are called SOLs. Okay, SOLs are very much common within the Haitian community. Matter of fact, the majority of the Haitians are very familiar with this notion, which is when a group of people decide to come together to put their money together, and every month one person is allocated the total sum of the money. Now let's go back to the loan. Let's dissect a little bit. I've never received a loan here in Haiti. I have not really worked significantly in the country of Haiti. I've only worked 1 year for the entire year here in Haiti. But my parents, obviously, they live here in Haiti. I had my cousins in the past. I've also had my sisters. And, in order for you to have a loan, for example, I remember my cousins, one of her vehicles, the bank helped her finance the loan. Now, I didn't go into the details as far as like asking her, how much she was still paying, because she was still paying for the car, so she had to repay the loan. So yes, you are able. Haiti is definitely a country where, if someone needed some funding, you could go to the banks. Depending on the funding that you need, the banks would look at your pay stub. They also look at assets, believe it or not. They especially these days, they've become very, very strict. So they do look at assets. So we say hypothèque. So maybe, if you're not done paying for something, let's say if you want to build a house, right? And, you go to the practically BNC, Banque de Crédit. This is where a lot of people go for credit. And it's called BNC is called Banque Nationale de Crédit, right? So it's one of the largest bank here in Haiti. And you could go to the BNC and, you go with your pay stub, and you could apply for a loan, and they would give you a quite significant amount of money to depending on how much you make, depending on who you are, to have access to the fees, to have access to the fundings to build your house. And you would have to repay it. You definitely would have to repay it. And also, I think that if you do not repay, then they are going to repossess your house. And yes, people pay taxes in Haiti. Believe it or not, you have to pay taxes on your house. You have to pay taxes on your vehicle. In Haiti, there is, like, when you have a vehicle, there is like so much that you have to do every year for your vehicle. There's a lot going on in terms of like the procedure here in this country. So it's really not a country, but we're going to get to that. I'm going to read certain things, and hopefully I have time to get into that. But next topic, I'll go deeper into how people, especially foreign business people, are bypassing these laws. We're going to if I have time, we'll dive into it, but then the next topic, we're going to definitely dive into that. All right. So now I talk about, the banks, but the banks are for working individuals, and not only working individuals, there is a certain, like amount of money that you need to be able to make in a country like Haiti for the banks to finance, a car for you or a house. And the reality is that the majority of the Haitian population do not rely on the banks. Why? Because they don't have the money really to go and ask for a loan. The majority of them don't. So what do the majority of the people do? Well, there's other type of banks. When you have access to the PDF guide that I have, which also comes for people who have already have their consultation, this is a guide that is also available. I list all of the different banks that we have here in Haiti. We do have the regular banks, but there's also other forms of banking here in Haiti, which is more community based, more for people that are in the rural side, more for people that are, farmers and things of the sort. But Haitian people themselves, they do have a system in place, and the system is called SOL. A SOL would be equivalent, in my opinion, to when you have money in the bank and you kind of like close off your money for X amount of time, right? So when the phenomenon of having a CD, for those of you who bank in the country of the United States, that when you have a CD, you can open a CD with any banks, and you can, put some money there, and you say you want to have the money there for about a year or so, and it collect a little bit of an interest. And then, after that, you have the option to cash out this money, or you have the option to keep the money for another year if you wanted to, right? So in our community here in Haiti, I think almost all Haitians do it. Unfortunately, I don't do it, guys, because I just don't, right? But I've done it twice. My mother had just put me on it. She was like, you just really need to be on it. So how is it? So let's say that I need money. People do it in the Haitian community almost every year. People do it when they need money. And this is something that you can do among your closest friends. You can do this among, sometimes companies do it amongst, their employees. You have companies who do it for their employees. You can do it among your family members as well. So let's say that I just decided that I was going to do a SOL. So I can decide to do a SOL of, let's say, 5 people. So 5 people, and I decide that we are going to do a SOL where we're going to do it for 1 year. And how much is it going to be? So we're going to do it for a year, but a year for 5 people is kind of short. So it would be like about, maybe like 12 people for a year, because every month someone has to have access to that money, right? So let's say that 6 people for 6 months. Let's say that I needed some quick cash, right? And I really need some money, and I decide that I'm going to do a SOL. So I gather about 6 people, and I say, okay, do you guys want to be a part of my SOL? And how much money are going to put? Let's say that I decide that we're going to put about $1,500 each of us, right? So every month, each one of us have to put $1,500. And there is one person who is assigned to collect that money. And out of our 6 people, each of us can say, okay, this is the month that I want to receive my pay. This is the month that I want. So out of these 6 people, or each of us will have a month. So let's say if I decide to do it, since I need the money very fast, I could say that, okay, I'm doing it, but I'm catching out the first month. So wow, I don't have, let's say $1,000, because $1,000, 6 people, that's $6,000. So that the first month I'm receiving $6,000, right? I have to continue to pay my hand. I have to continue to put out, even when, let's say that the first month is February I get my money, but in March I still have to pay, because it rotates. The next person has to get that money, and then we close off and the last person gets their money. Now here there are sometimes people who default, right? People who cash out their money, and after that it's kind of like they don't want to make their payment. It's very uncommon, because Haitian people definitely are not gonna let you get away with that. That's stealing people's money and everything. But at times you do have people who are either unable to make the payment, or who just, but it's very uncommon, because these are very structured community things that we do, and the sanctions are pretty heavy, right? But this, I really wanted to mention that, because a lot of times, many people here in Haiti, they rely on Sol to make cash and to organize themselves and to build houses, or to just take care of something that they really need. And it's not only here in Haiti, it's just something that is very cultural. You find people that are anywhere in the world, as long as they're Haitians and they know of that, they actually participate in it. So if you're someone who never heard of it, this is something that you might want to consider if you are a Haitian person, even if you're not, right? So hold on, guys. I said sols are very common within the Haitian community. Matter of fact, the majority of the Haitians are very familiar with this notion, which is when a group of people decide to come together to put their money together, and every month one person is allocated the total sum of the money. I just explained that for you. Usually this is determined by the person who starts the gathering. I mentioned that to you. It's the way that we receive large sums of money to finance, is the way that they receive large sums of money to finance their affairs. Because a lot of time, here in Haiti, people have jobs where they don't have a pay stub. People do jobs where it's kind of like they can't go to the bank and report and say, okay, this is how much money that I've made, and this is my pay stub, but they still make money, so they don't really go and bank with these banks, right? So I said there are also other institutions available locally that can also support you should you want to do a community project or open a business that might benefit the particular town. Now these information I will not bring them forth here, but there are institutions here. Maybe I will talk about that in the event, because we are touching on real estate, and I'll be able to see how I can direct people and receiving fundings, right? Well, so now we're going to talk about business and politics here in Haiti. Okay, so I said I find that for the most part, business and politics intertwine much in the country of Haiti. The majority of people in politics happens to also dab in mediocre businesses. It's one of the main reasons why people aren't interested into the market, because of these individuals tends to keep this information at bay. The majority of business, especially governmental contracts, are kept under the rags. And what happened is that foreign investors are pulled in the dark. The majority of these operate from a place of lack. And when they do so, they can't make any progress. Also, the projection of instability politics tends to push away people from coming here, which is all their tactics. When in all actuality, this is a fairly open market to everyone. In my humble opinion, you should always keep an eye open on political matters because it will affect your business one way or the other. I also believe that if you're thinking of opening a business in Haiti between the year of 2022 and 2026, be prepared to have a shift in direction in your affairs. Okay. And I also recommend a book which is called Haiti Class and Color Politics. If you want to know about this book, you can go check the review that I made for it over on my YouTube page. I think I have 2 reviews of that book. It's called Haiti Class and Color Politics. And I not only have a review of it, but I also have a video, a very old video on the channel. It's called Haiti, a Country for the Billionaire. And I also mentioned the book. It's a very excellent book. It's an old book. I remember that I had it in the school library that I worked for, and I read it and I was just like blown away. I really need it because it's such a good book. Like, it's really a book that I need to have. So I recommend it. So now, business and politics. Okay. Usually in most, well, maybe I'm wrong. But here in Haiti, what you have is that when I say big business, right? So business that are able to bring profit, business that are able to move an economy. Usually you have to have other people, to anybody, to be able to come in a country and to do business. And normally and technically, governmental institutions are more than happy to receive foreign people in their countries to bring business. Because when you can have many people come into your country to do business, what you have is you have the flow of your economy that starts to come. Now, in the last discussions, I've mentioned to you that right now we have been paralyzed, and this has been going since the last 5 years here in the country of Haiti. It's kind of like right now we are at the breaking point. And one of the reasons is because really Haiti has just a handful of people who do business here. Haiti has not been a country that has been transparent in letting people know that you actually can come and open any business in Haiti. So you don't need to have like a business that generates extreme profit. You could have a business that is just a local business, but that still generates profit. And you are able to come here and you are able to open a business here in Haiti. In 2013, I participated into an event. It was called Haiti Renewal Alliance. And what they did is they were opening doors for Haitian Americans who wanted to come and open a business here. So I got to attend this event. I enjoyed it, but I did feel a particular way about it because they were not really open to Haitian people who were here in Haiti, and I felt that it was not fair. So, it was mostly an event that was open to the diaspora, and I felt like, in a country like Haiti where, Haitian local Haitian, like Haitians that are here are looking for these opportunities, I just was not okay with the fact that that event wasn't open to more people that were here in the country. We have to learn how to balance things. And I feel like this is where Haiti faults a lot. Because Haiti is a country where if you are a foreign person, even if you are at the bottom of the barrel, you actually can get ahead a lot more than here in Haiti. For the longest of time, I've been trying to go to Cuba and do certain work in Cuba. But the Cubans have the priority over there, and Haiti needs to restructure everything. So I say that the majority of the politicians here in Haiti, they dab into business, and a lot of them are mediocre. They're not even mediocre businessmen or women. They are very poor businessmen or women because they don't have they don't know how to do business. But since they have access to this information and they see how they can topple off and make their money, then this is how they are able to, not only do politics, but also the majority of them do business here in Haiti, right? And if you go back and even we'll talk further down in the next discussion, but even with the book Haiti Class and Color Politics, since the Duvalier regime, which was a dictatorship, what you had is, this is where the commerce and the people who did business in Haiti, they started to really dab into politics, because as commerçants, so people who did commerce, they had the flow of the economy and they had cash flow. So what they started to do when they really wanted for some of their people to be there, so they financed the election for their own people, right? So since these times, this is what you really had here in Haiti. You had people who had money. They would be like, okay, we are going to support that candidate, and we're going to finance you. We're going to help finance your campaign. But there's always like the back end of how these things are done, which is the wave. How do you say the English word? Oh my God. It's kind of like where the Haitian president, the former Haitian president, got entangled and got murdered. Right? So we have a lot. Personally, I do feel like if someone is in a function, then in my opinion, you really should not be too involved into the business world. And I do believe that there's a law here in Haiti that prohibits that. But of course, these guys, they do not obey by this law. And one thing that they also do, so let's just say that when there are external contracts that are available to the public, but they are privy of this information, they go around and create a separate. So let's say that they are a senator and they are unable to tap into a contract that's out. They create a separate entity without their name. So they may just decide to put a cousin there, a brother, a close friend there at the head of that entity, and they let them know that, okay, you're just going to apply to this contract. And and of course, they're there as a senator, they're there at the deputy, and they're like letting that person, but it's still them. So they're still behind it. So there's a lot more going on into the business and politics. We'll get into it on the next topic discussions, God willing. But that's what they do here. This is why, when you have just a regular contract, basic contract, it's just not out to the public, because these guys are privy of this information long enough, and what they do is they do not put this information out to anyone, so people are not aware of that. Even when with vehicles, as terms like dealership, we're gonna get into that. I think that I probably need to add that section on either the event or my next topic discussions. I will cover that sections for you guys in terms of like dealership, in terms of like routes that I see for Haiti. Even if you are someone who is into cars, you're into dealers, you're into jewelries, like so much that this country is in need of and is going to be open, right? So this is it for the topic discussions for tonight. I don't know how long I talked about. So I felt like this was very, very important. The procedures now, the procedures to open a business in Haiti may change. Banking in Haiti may change significantly in the next year or so. I do believe that moving into the New World Order, Haiti is not going to have the whole foreign exchange money with the US the way that I've been talking about, the way that it's been. I do not believe that is going to be here. However, depending on the partnership agreement that Haiti enters, we will see if Haiti is going to have maybe two currencies floating in Haiti. So perhaps we'll still have the gold, but we'll have like other currencies floating if Haiti enters a different partnership agreement, right? So banking system is definitely going to change. I do believe that these banks that I've enumerated are still going to be here. I do believe that BNC will be here, BUS will be here, but they're probably going to adapt more as, you know, China is here, or as the world is moving. They're definitely going to move. What do I hope in terms of banking for Haiti in terms of the future? Well, I do feel like it's a major problem for us here in the country to have two currencies. In Haiti, you have two currencies. You have the gold and you have the US dollars. The country cannot operate like that. The former Haitian president tried to do that. We'll touch on that on the next topic discussions. He was not able to do so because in order to do so, to make sure that the good becomes valued, Haiti needs to start producing. Your economy has to flow, and your economy is not floating. Now, if we look back into some of the past topic discussions, with the support of these guys, you know, we can strengthen our economy and start doing business with other countries, start making move where the economy is going to strengthen. And it could take about 5 years is big, you know, if we're moving strategically. If we have China with us, we have Russia with us, we have India, you know, in less than a year, you could do a lot. So the good can rise up and strengthen itself in the next 5 years. So let's say between 2025 and 2030 or so, you know, so Haiti can definitely strengthen its good and its money. It's just not possible to keep running the country the way these guys are running the country with two currencies. It's just not possible, right? It's completely not possible. I've talked enough. And I have stories for days when it comes to the currencies and when it comes to what's going on here in Haiti. Now, guys, next week there's great probability that I'm not going to be here with you guys. I'm working on our following topic discussions. I want to have my information straight for you, so I'm not quite sure that I'll be here with you on Wednesday the 16th, I believe, but I will definitely be here with you the following Wednesday. So if you do not see me this upcoming Wednesday, do not be afraid. The 18th, the registration is going to be open in order for you to participate into the upcoming event, Navigating Haiti 2.0. And also consultation. You definitely want to get a head start and be having your consultation. I'll have more information coming because there will be the ending of December. I will close down the consultation. So for those of you who are interested to get your consultation, do so. All right. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that this information was very valuable to you. I will see you on the upcoming week. Maestro Benedict, I'm literally closing down the live. Thank you for coming. Thank you. You can watch the replay. I'm literally closing down the live. I just finished, and I will see you guys the following week, not next week, but the week afterwards. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.